Hi guys, just a quick instructional video to talk you through how to use the method that we've been teaching you for the last couple of days in our maths. So we've been looking at a slightly different way of using place value alongside our written method. So we've got our question here, 4,884 divided by 4. We can write this out using what we sometimes call the bus stop method. We're going to put 4,884 in here. The number we're dividing by goes out here. What we now need to look at doing is grouping these into groups of 4. So I can go to my thousands. I've got one group of 4 here. I've only got one, so 4 divided by 4 will give me 1. I've got 8 hundreds, so I've got one lot of 4, 2 lots of 4 there. So I've got 2 lots of 4. That gives me a 2 that's going to go above here. I go to my tens, I've got 8 again. So I've got one lot of 4 and 2 lots of 4. Okay, so I've got 2 lots of 4, 2 there again. I come to my ones, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one lot of 4, and that's going to be an answer of 1. So I can say that my answer for here of 4,884 divided by 4 is 1,221. Okay, this is how we do it for nice, easy numbers. I'll show you next one with an exchange on it. Okay, our question here, 4,324 divided by 2. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to write my question out. So I'm going to have 4,324. I'm dividing that by 2. So I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to look for my groups of 2 in my thousands. I've got 2 here. I've got 1 and 2. So 4,000s divided by 2 is 2. I now come to my hundreds. I do the same again. I look for groups of 2. So I've got 1 here, and I've got a remainder to work with. So what we're going to do, in my hundreds, I've got 1. This needs to be exchanged across to here, and that's going to become an additional 10 tens. So we've now got 12 tens in total here. I need to show that in my written method. So the one that was left over here gets exchanged here. So I'm now dividing 12 by 2 instead of dividing 2 by 2. So I'm going to go looking for lots of 2 again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lots of 2. So 12 tens divided by 2 gives me 6. 4 in my ones, 1 there, 2 there. Okay, so that gives me my answer, 2,162. So we need to make sure if we don't have an exact division like we have in our hundreds here, we exchange it to the next place value along. So in this case, into our tens. I'll show you another one with a few exchanges in it so you can see how it can work along. Okay, so this one's got a few extra exchanges to deal with. So I've got 6,115 being divided by 5. So I've set my place value grid up. I've put my counters in the right places. 6,000s, 100, 110, and 5 ones. And you also need to set out my bus stop. So I've got 6,115. And I'm going to divide that all by 5. So what we need to do, we're going to start over here in our thousands. I'm going to look for lots of 5. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I've got one lot of 5 here. and I've got 1 left over. So I can't do anything with that. I can't divide it by 5. I have to exchange it. So let's do the first bit. 6 divided by 5 gives me 1. I've got my 1 left over, so I need to exchange that into my hundreds. So 1,000 is worth 10 hundreds. So I need to add 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I've got my extra 10 there. So I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hundreds. So I need to show that in my written method here. So I'm going to add the 1 that I've exchanged onto here. The process now is exactly the same. I go looking for 5s. So I've got 1 and I've got 2. So I've got 2 there. I've still got 1 remaining here. So I'm going to need to exchange that again. So that goes into my 1. So I need to add, or sorry, into my 10s. I need to add an extra 10 10s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I've now got 11 10s. So I need to show this again in my written method. That's going to go there. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to divide this by 5. So I need to find groups of 5 or lots of 5 in here. So I've got 1. And I've got 2. So again, 2. I've got 1 here left over remaining. That needs to be exchanged into here. So I need an extra 10 1s because 1 10 is worth 10 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Didn't quite draw my diagram big enough. So if you are using this method, make sure you leave yourself enough space for any exchanges you might need to do. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 1s. So I need to make sure I note this in my written method here. So I'm going to put my 1 here. So I've exchanged the 10 I had remaining from here into my 1s here. And again, I'm now going to go looking for groups of 5 or lots of 5. So I've got 1, 2, and 3. I've got a nice exact number of lots there. So I've got 3. So I can say that 6,115 divided by 5 is 1,223. I hope this has been some help for you. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you all again soon.